Hey Star Wars fans, Budget Jedi here. Welcome to another diorama attempt. This one is a collaboration between myself and my YouTube friend Fallen Jedi. Alright, let's get right into it. A couple of weeks ago I actually purchased this figure that I've been really wanting to have. This is Boba Fett, the Return of the Jedi version. As you can see, he's a little bit different than the version we've been getting in the vintage line, which is I'd like to call him the Empire Strikes Back version. He's got more of a white shirt and limbs in general. A little bit of difference in paint, and you can see, if you can see the belt there, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. His belt is different. His cape is different, and the backpack, the rocket pack, is also different. So I've really wanted this figure since I just wanted to complete my Boba Fett collection. This figure does not have a removable helmet. This is the vintage OTC version from 2006. Excuse me, 2004 actually, and I purchased it loose off of eBay for about $6, so I was really happy about that. Anyway, I then thought about having this figure in a diorama, and I wanted to try something really different. As you guys know, a lot of you, if you're my subscriber, then you know that a lot of my dioramas are very figure focused. I let the figures do all the work. I basically try to do as little work as possible to enhance the posing of my figures. This time I thought I'd try to make a diorama where it involves actual craftsmanship and have the actual diorama be the focus of the attention. And the idea that I came up with was the escape of Boba Fett out of the pit of Carkoon, or the Sarlacc pit. This scenario was actually made into a figure or a statue in the Unleashed line. Picture here. In that scenario, you can see that Boba Fett escaped from the Sarlacc pit by using his rocket. But I think that the formal story in the expanded universe is that Boba Fett launched a thermal detonator into the Sarlacc pit and used, I think he blew up his backpack or something, and he came out badly burned. So that's the figure or the story that I'm going to stick with. In this case, I actually wanted to take advantage of the different gauntlet that he has here. You can see the difference. I wanted to actually show that Boba Fett uses his gauntlet with the flamethrower to burn his way out of there. I thought that would be really cool. The only problem is that this figure didn't come with a flame-throwing piece. Now the flame did come with a figure, but not with this Boba Fett. In fact, it came with the 30th anniversary concept Boba Fett from the 30th anniversary line. The issue here was that I wanted to keep my figure carded. I didn't want to open him just to use that flame-throwing piece. This is when I contacted Fallen Jedi, and I simply asked him, is it possible at all for me to borrow that piece that you have loose for a couple of weeks? And I didn't mind, paying for shipping. Not even a week later, I get this package in the mail. So, just to show you guys what Fallen Jedi sent me. First of all, a brand new mint-carded Saga Collection Bosk, the Bounty Hunter, with the vintage packaging. Really, really awesome gift. This is really too much, Fallen Jedi. Thank you so much. I don't have a lot of carded bounty hunters, and this will look super awesome with my vintage collection. Also in the package is another 2-1B. You figured out that I have my 2-1B right now being pulled apart in my Jabba's droid torture chamber diorama, and I actually did want to pull that thing apart, so I really appreciate you thinking of me and sending another one of these. And of course, last but not least, here is the flame-throwing piece that I can use with my Boba Fett. So without further ado, let's get into the construction of this thing. If you guys remember, the Sarlacc pit is actually nothing more than 3 or 4 layers of gum and teeth, and what I'm going to use for the gum is actually this pipe insulation material. It extends 6 feet long, and I bought this from a Home Depot for a whopping price of 79 cents. So those of you that buy foam material toys and Nerf guns, remember that this is what the material is actually worth. It's about 79 cents for a 6-foot long pipe insulation that is actually pre-cut. You can it comes pre-cut. You can just slice it up and work with it. So I'm gonna use this as the actual layers of the gum. The other thing I'm going to do is actually to set up a stage for this whole diorama, and as you can see here, I took a used tray from a local store, just made out of cardboard, and what's useful about this is I can put that whole diorama in an enclosed space, which is nice because you can move it around. So the only part I need is really the inside cardboard part here. I'm just going to cut out the rest. Here's here's another look at what I'm planning to do. So as you can see here, I've made this box shorter, and I've put a piece of foam here. And what I'm going to do to make the Sarlacc pit lips is really just put more layers of foam on top of each other like that, and then cut another piece to put another one like that, and so forth. Now, as you guys know, in the movie, the Sarlacc pit does not really look like this. It's got a lot of bumps, and I mean, it looked like a big monster, so it doesn't look smooth like this. And there's only really one way you can mold and shape a foam part, and that is by using fire. So kids, be careful when using this at home. You can use anything else like oven or a hot piece of metal, but what I'm going to do is basically make this into a more deformed looking part. So here it goes. You can easily see that the foam just sort of compacts itself and shrinks into its own body. And that's the sort of finish you're looking for the Sarlacc monster. Alright, now I have my 4 different mouthpieces for the Sarlacc pit, and as you can see, they're black. I have here a red spray paint, and I have a beige or sand colored spray paint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to the original trilogy version of Sarlacc pit, where the lips are slightly red, but really they're covered with sand, and so I'm going to paint the top parts of each section with this sand color to make it look sand-like. Now for the teeth part, as you guys remember, there are a lot of teeth in the Sarlacc pit. In order to achieve that look, the cheapest solution that I know of is a pack of toothpicks. Alright, you can get this at any local, like if you have a Chinatown, it's usually really cheap. This is 69 cents. And what I'm going to do is illustrate to you how this will work. I'm just going to break off a little piece. I could probably do this with scissors and get a better result, but if you can see here on a piece of foam, especially ones with an opening in the back, you can just very easily stick it out and it goes right through, just like that. So in this part, we're going to tackle the problem of making the tentacle. The Fallen Jedi actually suggested a really good idea, which is to use pipe cleaners to make the tentacles, and which is actually a really good idea, because I wanted my tentacles to be very playable and bendable. However, as usual, I'm too cheap to buy one, so I'm going to use a hanger instead. Cut it up and make segments out of it. Here's the finished result of the Sarlacc tentacles. I'm just going to give you a close-up look at it. It's basically wires from the wire hangers here, and wrapped around in electrical tape or whatever, you know, makes it a little bulkier. And then I just used a little bit of this masking tape to wrap around it. So, and here is the result of the Sarlacc pit, or my attempt at making a Sarlacc pit. Couple of things here. On the top is nothing but just paper taped on there. Tried to make it look sandy, but you know, there's a lot of improvements that can be made here. You can put a lot of sand on it. I didn't want to deal with sand, and I think the lips look a lot more fleshy in real life than it does on camera. You know, and I'm just using toothpicks for the teeth, so they really could be a lot bigger if you want to get accurate. But and here are the two arms that I'm pretty proud of. They're just wires right now. And actually, I want to show you here at the tip, I am using a little bit of putty because the tip of it didn't come out so nice, so I just added some putty. And yes, I realized the arms really should be more brown, but I'm really getting to the most exciting part, which is being able to use my Boba Fett with his new flamethrower. So let's put him on. Here we are with the 3 dioramas that I have on display at my place right now, guys. First is the Jabba's Palace Droid Torture Chamber diorama. If you guys want to see how I made this, very simple really. It's the link is on the screen. Feel free to click on that. My Gamorrean guard will be visiting Germany very soon to my friend Andre Z21, so stand by for that, Andre. Thank you for your patience. Next we have an Empire Strikes Back little setup. This really shouldn't even be called diorama. I didn't do anything. I just put a bunch of white styrofoam, and the reason I did this is because I had a couple of figures that I thought deserved more shelf time. As you can see, one of them is the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. So you guys are probably familiar with this scene. Next, and best of all for today, this is the finalized version of the low budget version of the Unleashed Boba Fett. So it came out pretty nice. There's obviously a lot of room for improvement. This was done in a short time and short budget. And I'm really glad that I got to use that piece, so thank you again, Fallen Jedi. I couldn't have done it without you. A couple of things about this diorama. You know, I obviously, if you did more work with heating up the foam, you could have had better results. It probably would have looked more like a bulby sort of pattern or a gum. On top here, I only used paper and paint, but really, if you used fake sand, maybe it would have looked a lot more realistic. I think the teeth could have been better. You know, I used toothpicks, but in the real diorama, if you want it to look really good, then you could have used larger teeth on the top layers here and smaller on the bottom. That would have made it a lot more realistic also. So I hope this helps you guys if you ever decide to make your own Sarlacc pit to kind of improve on this. The arms, I'm glad the way they turned out. I used wire hangers, which is great because obviously it was strong enough to hold up the weight of this action figure. There's Return of the Jedi Boba Fett burning his way out and trying to make sure the other arm doesn't get him there. I'm really happy to be looking at that. And the nice thing about this diorama is, for the first time, I'm not really looking at the action figures as the focus. Rather, you know, when I look at it from that angle, I'm thinking that is a Sarlacc pit. At least I think that way. Let me talk to you guys a little bit about Fallen Jedi. Be sure to pay his channel a visit. He's one of the humbler guys I've met here on YouTube. A very nice guy. He has a blog style channel just like mine. He just wants to share his collection. He's never asked for a sub or a like. He's not a subscriber hog. Really nice guy. So I hope you see something you like on his channel. And as far as for the spending for this diorama, I would say for the foam I spent less than $2. For the toothpick, as you know, I spent about 70 cents. Everything else is pretty much free. This is borrowed. And the paint is the most expensive part of this diorama. It cost me about $4 a can. So you're talking about $8 spending there. So as usual, be sure to ask me any questions if you have any, and I hope you guys enjoy it most of all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.